All right. Yo, what's good, yo? Trying to find something to listen to real quick.
Amazon rainforest. Now, this brings us to the question, what causes these violent fires and other factors that drive destruction?
The largest tropical rainforest in the world, which spans more than 2 million square miles in South America, is home to many unsettling mysteries as well as some stunning ones. It is so huge that it would have been the 9th largest country in the world if it had been any country. And this forest alone gives the entire planet 20% of its oxygen. Nearly 60% of the forest in South America is located in Brazil, as can be seen by looking at the continent's map. From the outside, the Amazon rainforest is as stunning as it is unsettling and perilous on the inside. Additionally, there are people residing in this forest who are cut off from the outside world. Due to the immense size of the forest, there are still many areas of it that have not been investigated. as well as numerous mysteries that have not been discovered. Join us as we learn more about the startling Amazon rainforest discoveries that have the entire world in shock. Geoglyphs.
Still finding new shit
Recently,
in the Amazon.
geologists discovered hundreds of circles.
Some people say that the ancient people of South America actually planted the forest, like kind of like pre-dawn of agriculture. The Indians knew like seeds grow into whatever the seed came from, so these motherfuckers just seeded the whole forest with edible vegetation, edible fruits and shit like that. And there are like large parts of the Amazon where like most of the plants are edible. Might not look like it to us. It might be like roots or some weird looking flowers or some shit, but they say they think like most of the Amazon came from a fucking, not a farm, but like a garden, I guess. Like that shit was propagated by people. And that's why even to this day, they still, small tribes of uncontacted people still living like they did fucking 30,000 years ago. Knowing all the precise ways to mix different parts of plants for medicinal use. They haven't, genocide themselves out of existence. Like the Amazon is a fucking amazing ass place.
Indicate that humans have been modifying the landscape here for thousands of years before Europeans arrived.
Didn't I just say that?
Thousands of years. Geoglyphs indicate that humans have been modifying the landscape here for thousands of years before Europeans arrived. These rings continue to perplex scientists who are unable to determine their significance. The Amazon has long been viewed as a pure ecosystem that was mostly unaffected by people until the arrival of the Europeans. However, this latest discovery shows that people were present centuries before than we thought. The discovery of these 450 geometrically designed ditches in Acre, Brazil, which occupy over 13,000 square kilometers of land, was made possible by recent deforestation in the region. These geoglyphs were unnoticed for hundreds of years because they were hidden by trees, but growing deforestation in the area made them apparent from the air. Archaeologists are unsure why these circles were created. There were insufficient artifacts to determine whether it was a settlement or a defensive measure. Some researchers believe these could have been ritual gathering places. Jennifer Watling, the principal researcher, and her team reconstructed 6,000 years of plant and fire history in the vicinity of 2 of these geoglyphs. They observed that humans had been tampering with the bamboo trees to construct temporary clearings for these geoglyphs. This also supports the hypothesis that indigenous peoples managing the Amazonian woods long before European contact. Watling believes that this evidence of human contact highlights the ingenuity of previous subsistence regimes that did not result in forest degradation.
Not even just the bamboo. Like I say, man, they food stocks too. These motherfuckers already knew like what plants were good to eat, what had proper nourishment in it beyond the wild game they would capture. I love ancient cultures, man. We have a tremendous amount of technology that's readily available for almost everybody on the planet. There are still what's considered third world nations or third world countries that don't have access to all of modern technology, but for the most part, like as a collective, like humans are pretty advanced. Like we can do a lot of stuff. Everything from space exploration to nanotechnology, all of the wireless capabilities we have now. It's pretty amazing, honestly. But I still I'm being convinced that there was a global civilization that had similar capabilities that we have now thousands of years ago. Like, I think the way that we can communicate at a distance, I think prior civilizations had already figured that out. The way that we can transport ourselves and the way that we can transport um, goods and materials, I think that they already had a way to do that. They already had that figured out. Air travel, I'm almost certain they had that figured out in some form or another. I don't think that there's anything that we do today that an ancient civilization hadn't already had. So once again, everything from um, communication at a distance, flight, land transportation, sea transportation, it was just a different form of technology that we can't imagine because it may have been so much simpler or so much complex, or it was so complex that it was simple, or it was so simple that it was really complex. And that's the part that we can't figure out, like, what was the basis of their energy, and what was the basis of their, their main technology. Like, what really grew our technology was fossil fuels and electricity. And so those are our major forms of technology that power our world today, is fossil fuels and electricity. And we still don't know what electricity is, like the essence of electricity, like what the fuck is that shit? We don't really know. But we found a way to generate it, harness it, and utilize it. It's kind of like fire. Like, if you try to describe a flame and like what fire is and how fire works, um, it's pretty complex. But we understand fire because it's so simple. But then it's a really complex thing at the same time. But we still have figured out how to create, harness, and utilize fire. That's a form of technology. Electricity is a form of technology. But I think, like, ancient people, they just had, like, they figured out some other shit, whether it was like vibrational shit, like sound vibrations, harmonics or resonance, or um, some way to manipulate gravity that we just don't know. Like, it could be like obvious as fuck, and we just don't see it because it's so obvious. Uh, but I don't know. I always find that shit interesting, and so these people are talking about the Amazon and the ancient inhabitants of the Amazon and what kind of culture they had.
thousands of untouched islands in the middle of the Amazon forest. In the 1980s, dozens of large dams were constructed across rivers in the Amazon basin, including the Balbina Dam. Recent discoveries have shown the dam produced thousands of lush forest islands, but they are too small to support viable ecosystems and species. One of South America's largest reservoirs, which reaches about 100 kilometers to the north, was built by the Balbina Dam. Since the region of the basin where the reservoir is located is rather mountainous, more than 3,500 islands have arisen from it. As a consequence of this, the region's ridges and hills have been transformed into island forest patches. It goes without saying that habitat loss and the fragmentation of the remaining forest area are two of the main causes of the ongoing biodiversity crisis. One of the main ways people are destroying these habitats is through hydroelectric dams like the Balbina. This dam rips the forest as seen by the altered environments that resulted from its construction. Numerous species are at danger of going extinct quickly due to the small islands' inability to support their populations. The ability of such species to handle this stress, according to experts, will depend on a number of additional factors. Discovering which species are vanishing and which ones are persisting in the Balbina Reservoir has taken time and resources from experts from many institutions over the past 10 years. In one study, 3 neighbouring locations that were connected to the main forest but weren't islands were compared with 22 nearby forest islands of various sizes. The survey collected 608 species from 8 different ecological groups, including dung beetles, birds, frogs, diurnal lizards, large and small animals, and orchid bees. The majority of diversity and full species assemblages, according to the findings, were concentrated on a small number of bigger islands. It was determined that the smaller islands were in danger. Only the more adapted animals, like armadillos, were able to endure on these little islands for more than 30 years. The larger species that need more area, such as tapirs and jaguars, vanish from these islands. On certain islands, incidences of species extinction that were widespread and not random were also found, with larger species being more susceptible. 95 of the islands made by the Balbina Dam are less than 1 square kilometre in size.
Yo, some crazy shit just happened. And I think I got that shit on camera. Yo, what the fuck? Oh shit. Yo, like literally. Yo, this lady just. Yo. Yo. Yo, this lady. Yeah. All right, so that was crazy.